Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I'm going to keep this quick. I make videos for NBA, I make videos for NFL, do a whole bunch of other stuff for that. So that's a little intro to who I am. Make sure you come check out this subreddit because I make updates for all these videos. DF Sports. You can find my post. My username is Shook, and it was really important to check out this page last week because we got news that Washington Stars were going to play half. It changed the entire slate. It made Hal one of the best players in the slate. It made the Washington wide receivers some of the best tournament plays on the slates. So really, really important to come check this out. It won me a lot of money this week, and a lot of people in Discord this week. So definitely check that out. I make updates, and if you ever have any questions throughout the day, I will always answer you. And if you ever need to come message me privately, you can do so on Twitter at ToryLangley192 or should go. And then lastly, if you're interested in joining my Discord, I'll have a link to that down below where I have in-depth content going over each slate, private videos, player pools for cash and tournaments. I give you a core 4 for cash, core 4 for tournaments. I also do props. I do props on Underdog for NFL, and then Prize Picks props for MLB, NFL, WNBA. Yesterday we went 10-2 on WNBA and MLB props. 2 days prior to that, we went 14-3-1 on that massive main slate for NFL props. So really, it's been phenomenal. So yeah, Discord link will be down below. Let's go over my lineups from the last slate. I show you guys my lineups every day to show you how I'm doing. If I'm a winning player or not, you guys can make that judgment. But cash games went phenomenally, and then tournaments went phenomenally as well. I'm really mad at myself because I was a 1v1 away from $1,500. As you can see, if I just went Sly over Tucker, 9-point difference, add 9 to my lineup, second place for $1,500. That 1v1 cost me. As you can see, I jammed the Washington Stars. I played Hal at captain, who was the best quarterback play on the slate once we got that news that he was playing a half. I jammed Dotson, who got a half. I jammed McLaurin, who got injured, but they were the best tournament plays on the slate. And we had huge days in Discord because of it. So if you want up-to-date news on absolutely everything, it's really important to check out that subreddit or just be in Discord. So phenomenal preseason. I've only missed on one slate so far in the preseason. That's including showdowns and main slate. So it's just been phenomenal. All right, we're going to keep this pretty quick. I'm not going to bore you guys with a ton of details, but we are waiting for news for a lot of teams. So you're going to want to definitely, like I said, check out that subreddit because we're waiting for a lot of news. So Steelers. Starters are going to play. We have no news on how much they're going to be playing. The last quote I saw was that they're going to play until they get a level of satisfaction on what they do out there. So if we are going to get no news and they are just going to throw the quote out of they're going to play until we get a level of satisfaction, it's really, really hard to play pretty much any of these starters and any of the quarterbacks. So, in the quarterback situation, I have no interest in any of these Steelers quarterbacks. This team is probably my least favorite team to target on the slate, so no interest in the quarterbacks. For the running backs, played 6 running backs last week. I don't have a ton of interest in any of these guys. If I were to take a shot on one, it would be McFarland. He's their 2020 draft pick. Played 25 total snaps. I believe 11 of those were pass plays. So if I were to play one, it would be McFarland, but still, if they play starters, they'll play like 6 guys. It's just disgusting. If starters don't play, they'll still have a decent chunk of running backs, but would have more interest in like Valladay, their rookie, just a dart. He only played, I believe, 12 snaps last week, so it's just tough. McFarland definitely the standout at running back here for the Steelers, who played, like I said, 25 snaps. About, I believe it was like, what, 40% of the game? Yeah, 40% or so of the game. So, no interest in starters. McFarland, I think, is fine tournament play for me. And then if you want like a super dart, you can go to Valladay. They're rookie. Wide receiver, they played 10 last week. I really don't have any interest in too much here. If I were to take shots on guys, it would be the backup wide receivers. But there is one guy that did play a decent chunk of the game, and that was Gunner. Now, I don't know if we can, like, got to throw out rational coaching here. I don't know if we can expect that many snaps again from Gunner, but Since he did play that many amount of snaps, he would be probably my favorite wide receiver on this team, assuming all these guys play. And the starters play, it's just disgusting. Now, if news changes that, I will make updates. So, once again, keep an eye on the news. So, yeah, played 51 snaps, ran around 30 of those. He had 7 targets. I think he would be the guy to take a shot on at the wide receiver position. I think White is on IR. So they could be a little bit more shorthanded, I guess. He actually played a decent chunk last game. He played 32 snaps, so maybe that opens up more for the guys on the back end. So looking to more of the back end wide receivers, I think makes sense, because he did play 32 snaps. He ran around 20 of those. So if I were to play another one, it's tough. I guess Austin, and then with the other guys, like, it's not much. There's not much. We'll just have to keep an eye on news. Like, XFL legend Hakeem Butler didn't play much. It's just they have so many bodies, but we'll keep an eye on that, because White did play a decent chunk of snaps. But Gunner's still definitely my favorite. Then I take a shot on the back end guys. Des Fitzpatrick played 22 snaps. Where is he? So yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Where is? Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. Done with that. 4 tight ends. They played 5 tight ends. If I were to play one, you're gonna hear me say this a lot. If I were to play one, it would be where are the tight ends? It would be Darnell Washington. He played 29 snaps, ran around 15 of those. Zach Gentry, more of a blocking tight end. Yeah, Washington would be the guy to take a shot on. For Atlanta, so what we know. No news on if the Stars are going to be playing or not. If I had to guess, I would assume it's kind of the same as last week. Or if they don't play much at all, I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to have to keep an eye on news. It's really tough to say. Like Ritter, he played 25 snaps. Unless we hear otherwise, I don't really have too much interest in him. Heineke played 60% of the snaps last week. If we get news that like Ritter isn't playing, then I do like Heineke. If he does play, we'll wait and see. The interesting thing here, Woodside barely played, but Woodside played 100% of the snaps the week prior. So it's really just tough. It's a wait and see approach right now. If we get news that Ritter's out and we get a half from Heineke and Woodside, that definitely makes them 2 good quarterback options. But right now, if all 3 are going to play, it's kind of tough to gauge right now without the news. So keep an eye on the news. Running backs. So they played 4 running backs last game. Algier and Robinson didn't play much. I expect that to be kind of similar once again. Rakovic is a fullback, so he's not going to play, if at all, or much. So that leaves kind of, 2 running backs that will play a decent chunk. And that's Washington and Godwin. So let's take a look at their snaps from last week. Washington played 24 snaps on 16 pass plays. Godwin played 28 snaps on 11 pass plays. And got to keep an eye. They played over half the game. So I think these 2 guys stand out as 2 of the better running back plays in the slate. We're going to have to keep an eye on some news with the Eagles. There could be some really good running back plays in the Eagles. But as of right now, how news stands, I think Washington and Godwin are 2 pretty good running back plays. Not going to touch anyone else. On to wide receivers. So they played 11 wide receivers last game. Once again, I have to keep an eye on if Stars going to be playing or not. If they play similar to last week, I don't think there's pretty much anything that stands out to me. They kind of split out the snaps with everyone. Like Eagles legend J.J. Arcega-Whiteside played 22 snaps. If I were to play one, maybe it's him. Malone played 22 snaps. just a dart. Their slot wide receiver Harris played 23 snaps. There's just not much here, but the guys I just mentioned would be the guys I would go to, but they're just darts for me. For tight end, they played 6 guys. I have no interest in anyone. All right, let's move on to the Colts. So we know that Richardson's going to start. We have no news on how much playing time they're going to get. I've been researching all day. Let me just make sure we didn't get anything else. There's still just nothing. So we know Richardson's going to start. We have no idea how much he's going to play it. If you guys see this before me, definitely let me know. Also, the other starters, no clarity on playing time, so it's really just a murky situation. So Richardson, if we get no clarity right now, as we have no clarity, if he only gets like a couple drives, it's really hard to go to him. If we know he's going to play like a quarter and a half to a half, then I think he stands out as one of the best quarterback plays in the slate. Super mobile, so keep an eye on that. If he gets a few drives, you can't play him. If he gets a quarter and a half up to a half, then I really like Richardson as a quarterback option. Ellinger. So with no news right now, it's hard to go to him. But if we get news that Richardson's not going to play much, and we know that, or if we know Ellinger's going to play up to a half, he's another guy that I would really like. He's also pretty mobile, so news is going to be really important here for the Colts. 2 quarterbacks that are mobile. If we get news that one's going to play up to a half, then I think they are 2 pretty good options. If we get news that they're going to split time, then it's just another situation where it's really, really tough. Outside of that, we'll go to running back. So for running back, they played 5 last week. No one played much. It's just absolutely disgusting situation here for the Colts. We can take a look. So Funk played 20, Huntley 14, Drake 10. Just absolutely disgusting. How much did Hole play? Hole played 15s. There's just not much. I think the Atlanta running backs, I think the Philly running backs are just much better plays. Don't think we need to go there. 4 wide receivers. So they played 9 wide receivers last week. Once again, starters, no idea how much they're going to be playing, if at all. Pierce and Pittman didn't play last week. They could be playing, so they could have 11 guys, 9 to 11 guys. So we'll wait and see. There was a guy that did play kind of a lot, and that was Juwan Winfrey. He played 46 snaps, ran around 30 of those. Kind of similar situation with what I said with the Steelers. It kind of takes shots on like the back end guys here. Philadelphia is probably going to be very shorthanded. So these are all tournament plays, so but kind of take shots on like the back end guys here. Winfrey, like I said, played 46 snaps, ran around 30 of those. The slot wide receivers, they kind of all split snaps. They all kind of played around 20 snaps, that being Downs, Case, Rogers. Downs was a very popular play last week. Maybe that'll drop his ownership, so I think he's an interesting tournament play after being giga chalked the week prior. He did get targeted a lot, dropped a lot of passes, so the usage was there. So I definitely have interest in Downs as a tournament play after being giga chalked the week prior. And then, like I said, taking shots on guys at the bottom of the depth chart. And then if you want to take shots on those slot wide receivers like Down, the guys that I just mentioned that kind of split around 20% of the snaps, you can definitely do that. I think that's something you can do, like Case, Rodgers, etc. So for tight end, they played 4 tight ends, but Jacobson and Eubanks don't really run routes. So Mallory played a decent chunk. So I think he looks like a pretty solid tight end play. Played 24 snaps, ran around 15 of those. So I think Mallory makes for one of the better tight end plays in the slate as of now. So that's the Colts. Let's move on to the Eagles. So this is my team. I should know what I'm talking about here, hopefully. So for quarterback, Hurts not going to play. We know Philadelphia usually doesn't play their starters in preseason, so I'm not expecting Hurts to play. I don't really expect Mariota to play much. I don't really expect Book to play much. So I expect McKee to get a ton of work here. And the expectation in preseason was for him to get a ton of work. So we'll monitor news on Mariota. We'll monitor news on how much and if Book is going to play, because he could play some. But expectation right now is for McKee to get a lot of work in preseason. So I do like McKee as a quarterback option. But if some of the quarterbacks that we talked about earlier with more rushing upside get like confirmed playing time of up to a quarter and a half to a half, I think they grade out better. But right now, McKee, I do expect a lot of work for. Running back. So we knew going into preseason that they were kind of like going to swap like Swift, Penny, Gainwell for a game. And I believe last week they played where Penny, yeah, they played Penny and Gainwell together going off of their plan, but they didn't play much. So that leaves the bulk of the work going to two guys here, and I'm pretty sure Sermon kind of got banged up. I think he's fine though, but I don't expect Scott to play much, if at all. I don't expect Gainwell to play much, if at all. I don't think we see Swift here. Did I say Penny? I don't think we see Penny playing much, if at all. So that's going to leave Sermon and Brooks. Brooks played about half the snaps last week. I like him quite a bit. I think he'll get a ton of work in this game. I think he stands out as a pretty good running back play. If Sermon plays, I think he's firmly in play. If we get news that like all of these guys are out and they only have 2 running backs, then they become the best running back plays in the slate. So keep an eye on news. I think they'll be pretty thin regardless. Like I said, I don't think we see Swift much. I don't think we see Penny much. I don't think we see Gainwell much. I don't think we see Scott much. So I think they're going to be pretty thin here at running back. So I think Brooks looks like a very good running back play. 4 wide receivers. So starters not going to play. Expect starters not going to play. That being Brown, Smith, Watkins, Rambo, Cleveland not going to play. Covey got injured. Greg Ward, 50-year-old Greg Ward got banged up. Zacchaeus got injured. So they could have 5 wide receivers here. I think Ngata probably stands out as one of the best wide receiver plays on this slate. Absolutely love Ngata. Assuming all these guys are out, I think Hasselwood, King, Kane, Allen all stand out as the best wide receiver plays in the slate. They're going to be very, very short-handed here, and they're probably going to have like 5 to 6 wide receivers. So that being Ngata, I love King, Hasselwood, Allen, Kane. 5 of the best wide receiver plays in the slate, in my opinion, if they're only going to have 5. So let's go over that once again. I don't expect Brown, Smith, Watkins, Rambo, Cleveland to play. Covey got injured. Not sure if he'll play. Greg Ward is 50-year-old. He got banged up. I don't expect to play. Zacchaeus got injured. I don't think plays. So they could be very, very short-handed. We could have a lot of really good wide receiver plays here for the Eagles. I'm not playing any Eagles tight ends. They played a bunch. So yeah, that's going to be it for the slate, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.